Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Daily Zone, the Daily View on this channel. Me, your host, yours truly, Calvzone, or whatever you want to call me. I hope you're all having a fantastic Saturday. Mine was pretty good. I would say I spent about, what was it, about 4 hours in the car, all things considered. But it was a phenomenal time. For those that don't know, traveled with my mom down to see my little brother. We went and saw some Christmas decorations, basically at a play at like a giant stone mountain with some people engraved into it. It was a pretty good time, a little chilly. You know, won't lie, a little chilly, but it was fine. I got to try duck for the first time. That was, honestly, it's just like a better turkey, if I'm being honest with you. It was just a better turkey. They served it with this, like, orange sauce that was, like, it wasn't bad, but I couldn't, like, it didn't go with the turkey. And the only thing I ate with it that was seemingly okay was French fries. But the duck came with mashed potatoes and then, like, zucchini squash, green beans, and broccoli, which all was amazing. It was so good. Also, they had a phenomenal chicken noodle soup. It was so good. But also, while I was traveling down there, obviously it's a long ride, I thankfully wasn't the driver, and I was able to read more of The Shadow of Gods by John Gwynne. As you can tell, I got about halfway through it. I read about, I want to say 100 pages. I would have read more, but it was dark on the ride home, so I did not have a light. However, I'm not going to sit here and kind of spoil it for you. I just wanted to just give you an emphatic, like, if you like fantasy novels and you haven't read something in a while, this is a solid book. It covers a variety of characters. It has like 3 main characters, I would say, switching from their perspectives, and it's interesting because they all have their own individual story. However, there are through lines, and he's really good at, or they're very good about weaving them in ways you wouldn't expect it. Like, they drop a different race of beings, basically, and it's been like, yeah, they've never seen them before, they're fake, they're not real, and then you swap to this perspective of a different character, and they go, they're real, they've done this atrocious thing. But it's a phenomenal book. Honestly, it's a very kind of dark book, I won't lie. It's very dark sometimes. I was actually really, one of the characters was called Okra, almost spelled like okra. And she's basically a woman. She has a family, like she has her husband and her son. And I've been really enjoying her story. And I knew it was gonna get bad eventually. I didn't think it was gonna get as bad as it got. Honestly, it actually made me sad. I was like, I kind of liked the people she was interacting with and stuff. I won't like say what happens or what happens to, but it was like, it was a big boo womp. It was a boo womp when it happened because I really enjoyed the character that got. And I also, dude, like, so I'll be honest, of the 3 main characters, I will just list the names, right? Because I can do that without being spoilery. I like Okra, and I like, is it Vaga? I'm sorry. Oh, skip to I'm pretty sure it's, the only character so far that I'm not too crazy about is Elvar. But I'll be honest, they're kind of like the third wheel of the story. But the way they're important. Also, there's a scene in this book where it describes a bunch of like tentacly things that like crawl into people's noses and mouths. Vile, disgusting stuff, guys. Like, terrible for like those that can imagine those things actually happening. Like, oh my god. But like between Akra, I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, and Varg, I'll be honest, I really enjoy Varg's perspective in the story. Like, if I had to rank him, it would be Varg, Akra, and then Elvar. Though it is fun, even though Elvar is like the lowest on my totem pole. Yeah, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not going to back and look. It is interesting because they are learning things that are happening to other people. It's like they're learning about the different race and the different races showing up in other people's story. And it's just very interesting. I'm interested to see how John Gwynne intersects their story, because I'm sure they're gonna come together at some point. But I just wanted to yap about it for a little bit because it's really good. I'm very bad about sitting down to read books, especially when I'm at home and I'm playing video games, because it's just a different medium of storytelling. But man, I did not regret bringing this book today, and it was so good. I really I really need to read more, guys. reading, how, it's just crazy how good it is. Though I do have two things I wanted to bring up. If you end up reading this book and you do it based on my recommendation, thank you. I don't get paid for it. I'm just like, the two things I do really struggle in this book with, I'm not like a professional reader or anything. There's a lot of characters. You will juggle names. If you stop reading this book for like a month and come back, some characters you're not gonna remember. I didn't remember half the cast I was reading, but as I read, I picked it back up and I was like, oh, that's right, that's that person, that's that person. And also, there's a couple of words in here, or like there's a bunch of things he'll describe using words that I have to imagine actually exist. I want to say, but just like in other cultures. Like let me see if I can. Let's see. I gotta look for the weird text. Okay, well that's not a thing. That's definitely fantasy for sure. Cause I can't even pronounce what that is. Hold on. But there are items and things he describes that I have no idea what they are. Obviously I'm not gonna be able to find it because they're few and far between. There's not a lot of them, but they do happen where I'm like, he says this thing, and I'm like, I don't know what that thing is. Specifically in regards to like equipment and stuff, that it really throws me off because I'm like, I don't know exactly what that is. I'm sure I could Google it, but I was in the car, right, reading. Yeah, I'm not gonna find anything. All I've got is I went back to the chapter, which made me be like, oh man, that was such a good scene, and then be like, oh, that character's not with me anymore, which is crazy because that character was with me for the first part of the book. And now they're gone for the last like I'm at page 180. I'm literally at page 180 of what looks to be 484. I have 300 more pages to go, which is crazy. This book, by the way, this format of book, how big it is and like the text font, phenomenal. This is definitely my like. I love this. It makes it so much easier to read compared to like. I don't know. I'm gonna use this as an example. I'm sure there are other forms, but like the smaller books that are like, I don't know. There are worse books than that. I'll be honest. Also, you like my new? I loaned. Actually, this has already got dinks in it. Boo womp. Because I bought one of these a while back, the Way of Kings, and gave it to my little brother. And dude, he reamed his spine to oblivion. And so I bought him the collection of all three of the books, and I stole this one out of it for myself, so I could have the better quality one. But yeah, it's one of the things I really enjoy. Just occasionally I read a book and I'm like, man, this is some good stuff. I should read books more often. And we don't talk about the bookshelf of books I like but have not actually read. But yeah, guys, I don't really got much else to talk about. Obviously, probably no stream tonight unless I'm feeling really crazy and I decide to do like a nighttime stalker stream. But probably not. I'm probably gonna hang with my friends, have a good night. I may stay up all night, playing games, being a little loosey-goosey. If I do apologize because I will be sleep deprived come tomorrow. But, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and, yeah, thank you. Just thank you for being you. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.